Yes, so we did encourage the heart. Our group is Nikki, Lauren, Joe, and I'm Abby. Take her away.
Alright, so with encouraging the heart, we're going to be looking at 3 different chapters. I've got recognizing the contributions. Joe has celebrate the values and victories, and Lauren has leadership as everyone's business. So recognizing the contributions, we have leadership. There is no bravery or boldness without heart. There is no support without heart. There is no sacrifice or soul without heart. That's something that just really stood out to me when I started looking through this chapter. So in the end, caring is truly the heart of leadership. How many agree with that? Leadership is personal as well as interpersonal. The struggle to get ahead and to the top is hard. And like she said earlier, the top can be a lonely place. So you need to help encourage others that's surrounding you, that's maybe above you. Just keep cheering them on. Encouragement to be a better you is necessary. And we all feel a need to be connected to others. And all of this goes back to encouraging the heart. Alright, I just want you to think back for a second. Who won the Super Bowl in 2010? Anybody know? Just right off the bat. Figure a couple athletic people in here. Mike, maybe not.
10 is the okay. I think it's, I want to say Green Bay, but that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
11.
Who won the NCAA National Championship in 2012?
Alabama.
Probably.
Okay. Who's one of the wealthiest people in the world? Who's number one?
He's not number one. It's Bill Gates. It's one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm about the oil guy in South America. Yeah, I was
Okay. So you may not know these. I don't even know these. It means nothing to me. But I bet you can tell me, answer these. Name one teacher who aided your journey through school. Name a friend who has helped you through a difficult time. Name somebody who taught you something worthwhile. Think about a person who made you feel appreciated and special. None of us remember the headlines of yesterday. There's no second-rate achievers. They are the best in their field, but the applause dies, awards diminish, trophies tarnish. The people who make a difference in your life are the ones with, not with the most credentials, the most money, or the most awards. They're the ones who care. So how do we fill those people's shoes that helped you along? We do so by encouraging the heart and recognizing others' contributions, passing it on. So with recognizing our contributions, you need to utilize these 2 essentials. First, you're going to expect the best, and then you're going to personalize recognition. So believe in the abilities of your constituents. Oftentimes you give subtle cues without you knowing it. You tell people, I know you can do it, or there's no way you can do it. You give off that vibe whether you realize it or not. Next is expect them to succeed. When you expect people to fail, they're typically going to fail. You expect them to succeed, they're going to succeed. Then show them that you believe. If you want the constituents to have a winning attitude, you need to let them know that they're winners. Then you will treat them that way. Number 2, you have to behave in ways that communicate to them that they're winners, such as using your voice, gestures, your posture, no yelling at them, no berating them in front of people. The next one, be clear about the goals and the rules. You need to clarify that the expected outcome, what it looks like, as well as make sure there's some consistency in governing how the game is played, how you work with people. You want to be detailed about what you expect. And then give regular feedback, but don't forget to give goals. They need to know that they have something to work towards. They're not going to get better if they don't have something there that they can visibly see or mentally see. They need goals. But also make sure you are giving them feedback of how they're going towards those goals. And something that always sticks out with me, a person feels appreciated, or a person who feels appreciated will always do more than is expected. Alright, then with your personalized recognition, your recognition should be personalized. Most people feel that a lot of recognition is very predictable, very routine, and it's not genuine. So you need to make sure it should be from the heart, or else it's going to be easily forgotten. You also need to get close to people. You cannot give recognition without knowing how those people tick, how they work. You also want to be creative about incentives. Unexpected rewards are better than more expected and formal ones like a trophy. A lot of people, if they've done great, say a teacher, they've had great test scores. Have a day off. Just something creative, not a plaque or something. Just be creative. And then just say thank you. Thank you goes a long way. So in the end, recognizing contribution comes down to being thoughtful. It means knowing enough about another person to answer the question, what can I do to make this a more memorable experience so this person will always remember how important his or her contributions are. Being told you are appreciated is one of the simplest and most uplifting things you can do.
Oh, hang on, sorry.
False.
Okay, so, we decided, to kind of put a movie clip to each, headline that we are doing. I don't know how to work the lights.
See the box right there?
Yeah.
Touch that, and at the bottom it says lights.
Oh.
And if you select the boxes, they'll come on. The yellow boxes,
Button one.
all of them.
Oh, okay.
You do all of it?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's my voice.
Okay. Okay, so, we're gonna watch this clip, and then I just want you to reflect on what we just talked about, with this clip, and see if anything resonates within you. Well, how do you get sound?
You pause it, and then, oh, there's a volume button there.
Want to know the answer to. Mr. Cruz, are you lost, sir?
What I gotta do to play?
Mr. Cruz, you do not want to know the answer to that question. Now, as I was saying, as a team, we shot 56% from the line. From now on, before you leave my gym, you must pay an exit price of 50 made free throws before you can go. That's everybody.
That's a lot.
Okay, Mr. Cruz. Before you can play on this team, you owe me 2,500 push-ups and 1,000 suicides.
Damn. Language, sorry.
Oh, and they must be completed by Friday. Today's flavor, offense.
Now we're talking.
Now I have a sister. Her name is Linda. Linda is smart. She's political. Well, actually, she's rapping. Linda's got a big afro. Linda is our pick and roll offense. Before we get into that, let's warm up. Give me a layup line. Let's go. Give up, Mr. Cruz. Go home. You know your task is impossible before Friday, right? Move! Work it, work it! Run it back! Play. Mr. Cruz, I'm impressed with what you've done, but you came up short. You owe me 80 suicides and 500 push-ups. Please leave my gym.
I'll do push-ups for him.
One person struggles, we all struggle. One player triumphs, we all triumph, right? I'll do something. I'll run Su17 too. Fine. Keep count. Call me when they're done.
Okay, what's up there? They won. Okay. But okay, so this clip, I chose it because it is a little bit difficult to connect to recognize contributions. But can you make that connection? Is there anything that happened in this clip that you can make that connection with recognizing contributions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that Coach Carter was very encouraging? Did he encourage anybody?
I think encouraging people all people aren't the same, and if you look earlier in the movie, this kid was different. He already tried another method with this kid from earlier in the movie, so he found out that wasn't working. The kid just decided to go do whatever he wanted, and he made it difficult to get back to make them understand the process. So yes, what he did was actually encouraging.
Yeah, so I know in a lot of instances, a lot of people are like, tell me I can't and I will prove you wrong. You know, like a lot of people are that way. And in this instance, this boy was that way. So he told him, this is how much you're going to give me, and if you don't give it to me by Friday, you're gone. So that did encourage him. It didn't seem like it did probably to you. I don't think it would encourage me very much, but it worked for him. And he knew that. Coach Carter knew that it would. But at the same time, what else happened in this clip that encouraged or was recognized contributions?
Channing Tatum stepped up.
Yes.
His character's name, but
I don't either. Yes, but his teammates stepped up to help him out. And then what happened not at the very end, because I stopped it. They won. We all know this. But at the end of that, what did Cruz do? Did he give up because his teammates were doing it for him?
No.
No, it encouraged him to keep going. Even though he was literally limping from all of what he had done that week, he kept going because his teammates had encouraged him to keep going.
And even the teammates, they expected the best. They believed in the abilities of the guy who was doing all the push-ups and all the running. And they stepped up to help him because they believed in him.
So,
And-
and also, I just want to make a comment. Like, I used to coach basketball, but if you can get that kind of buy-in, like the shared, what we call shared punishment, and you get guys to step up, like first one step forward. Well, the other guys are thinking, I don't really want to do this. All right, so but he stepped forward. So then you got somebody else stepping forward. All right, then he set the bar so high that it was almost unreachable for one individual, but for all of them they could. And it's a life lesson, and it's a teaching moment that synergy that she's talking about. If you can find that, there's so much power in it.
Definitely. And but do you think that recognition is simply verbal?
No.
Or like getting a toy or a trophy for doing something good, or a plaque with your name on it? I mean, not necessarily. Like, it could be a physical recognition, like the boys, when his team members, when they sacrifice himself to help this person get back on the team. Like, they recognized Cruz's potential, and they recognized the need for him. So, they sacrificed that physical labor in order to get him back on.
I think that video points out a lot of things. It's a good video because I'm assuming, if I remember correctly, practice was over, and they're staying late to help him accomplish their goal. So they're going above and beyond because he put the work in. But then I think other lessons like the one we taught, Cassidy and Lisa, we did challenge the process.
Yep.
That's exactly what they did in order to get where they wanted to be.
Exactly. And it's a lot of other ones too, like sharing a shared vision. That was in there. Coach Carter had a vision and he was sharing it, and all of them played into it. So much so that they physically helped another team member that they knew would better their team. So there's a lot of that plays into this one clip. We're gonna go into the next section, Joe. Yeah.
Okay, I have celebrate the values and victories. I really like this section because it kind of goes with what I'm doing right now and also in the classroom. Okay, so all over the world, people celebrate. They take time off work to gather for important occasions, things like that. So why? Like, why do we celebrate stuff? Like, what do you guys think about? Why do we celebrate anything? What's that? Everybody loves a party.
Some people like to make other people feel good. Some people want to just be that person, so they celebrate. Well, not that person, but they want to have that same experience.
Some people like to be celebrated.
Mhm.
Yeah, they do. What else?
Recognition.
Recognition. Yeah, true. What else?
Accomplishments.
Accomplishments. Yeah, I think people want to proclaim respect. That's what I had. People are thankful. People like to celebrate other people too. Also, it kind of generates a renewed sense of community. Kind of brings people together around one to remember shared values and traditions, right?
Yeah.
So things like that. Okay. DeVry University is a global education provider of educational services and one of the largest publicly held education services in the world. And they know what it takes, that it takes time to strengthen relationships, celebrate success, and reaffirm commitment. And so they do that through their Teach Summit and the Pride event, probably the biggest ways that they do that. So I'll talk about that. The Teach Summit, so Teach is an acronym, stands for teamwork, employee focus, accountability and integrity, continuous improvement, and help our students achieve their goals. And they had this event, and on the first day, it's a big dinner with a lot of people, and they give out these awards to individuals, and the awards kind of are consistent with their values. So there's a talent developer, which kind of goes with employee focus, the talent developer award. And there's also a change leadership award that goes with continuous improvement and things like that. So they really want to kind of compensate, like celebrating the people that are working for them, that are carrying out all their goals and values in a way that they feel really special, so that they want to work even harder for them. Also, there's the Pride event. Pride stands for Professional Recognition of Integrity and Dedication of Excellence. So there's senior leaders at DeVry, I'm barely pronouncing it, university that I thank the special employees for exemplifying the Teach values, which are at its core, for going above and beyond for the students. And again, they're celebrating and rewarding their employees. And I think that's a great way to show appreciation and leadership, and that's how I think you get the best out of people. Like for me, just where I'm at in the workplace right now, the best way to get what we want out of our players is to show them that they're appreciated, and whenever they do something well, to tell them. Not all the time, because then we might get a big head, but sometimes, just really kind of reaffirm them. DeVry, yes, the DeVry experience. So performance improves, like I said, when leaders publicly honor those who have excelled and who have been examples to others. So when you're an example and you excel, your performance as a whole unit improves. So this is why exemplary leaders take the commitment to celebrate the values and victories by kind of mastering these two essentials. So I'll kind of talk about those. Okay, so with create a spirit of community, kind of goes really well with our speaker today, and what kind of my coach or my boss kind of says every day. It's all about the culture of your environment, and you get to create that culture, and you get to create that environment. So you want, like you said, having everybody bought in. That's the big thing. Like even in the classroom, you want everybody bought into what you're saying, and also taking out the me versus I. I love that she said that, because my dad always told me that it's never about me, especially when you're a coach or you're a teacher. It's always about we in the classroom. What are we going to do to get better? Because you never see people talk about schools and they don't talk about one person. They talk about the school as a unit or the teachers as a unit most of the time, from my experience. And you got to want people to trust you. And I think that's just kind of creating a spirit of community. You know, we talked about that at first. Like, why do we celebrate? To generate that renewed sense of community. I think community is really important in that. So, at this quote, it says, celebrations infuse life with passion and purpose, and they bond people together, and they connect us with shared values and myths. So why do you think that celebrations connect us together? Like why do, when we celebrate, why does that connect us?
Gathering around a common thing whenever we're celebrating.
I had the good fortune of playing on 2 national championships in college, Kentucky wrestling and basketball. So like we still keep in touch today. It's like, I mean, we're bonded for life.
Right.
Yeah, and same thing happened in high school. We played the state tournament, and same, I can call them today, and
It's just like that.
Yep.
I understand that. Like it's not only because you won together, but it's just because you were together all the time. Like it's just that kind of, you share those same values, you share that same, you know, camaraderie that you just love to do, and you love to do the same things. So I think that's kind of where it's at here. Also think that exemplary leaders seldom let teachable moments pass them by. That will provide an opportunity to explicitly communicate and reinforce the actions and behaviors that are important in realizing shared goals and values. So, like you said earlier, and like the video kind of showed before, teachable moments are huge. Like I worked at a sports camp called Kanakuk in Missouri, and there's things that happen that you can't plan, but you can have like the best teachable moment from those. Like you guys have those in your workplace, in your class, that you can just like, something happens, but you can just teach so many life lessons from that. I think good leaders really use those things, those events, to kind of capitalize on the development of whoever they're leading. So, also, yeah, celebrating accomplishments in public, I'll just kind of go through these. People like to be celebrated, like we've been saying, but in public it's even more so. Like people want, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I like when my coach said in front of the team that I did something good. And so, and even the athletes like it more, and the students love it. You know, I used to put my students' names on the board whenever they were best behavior in class for the week, and they just would rush to see who was on there. And so, celebrating accomplishments in public is big. So, providing social support. I think that this one's big because, like, whenever you see somebody get an award, let's say I get an SP for something, probably never happened. The first thing people say is the support system that they have, right? It's not always like about their skill. It's not always like the things that they do. It's more so about this person that helped me get there. And I think if we as leaders can help our students or whoever we're leading have support from us, that they can say, man, I'll always remember Coach Pierre, or something like that. That's what means the most to me. Like the reason I love history is because I had a 6th grade teacher, Miss Burris. She told the best story about Achilles, and that's why I just loved history. But I'll get to that later. I kind of gave one of my points. Also, investing in fun. Like this, the quote that I thought of was, like, I never worked a day in my life. So, and I think as leaders, we want to kind of instill that in whoever we're leading. So, you want them to think, this isn't work. I love going to practice. I love going to this class. So I think that's really important in kind of creating the spirit of community and creating a culture in your class or in your team or things like that. Get personally involved. She touched on just being personable. I think nobody's gonna care about what you have to say unless they know you care about them. Especially with the guys I deal with, or even in the class. Nobody wants to listen to anybody if they know they don't care about them. And I think that goes with a big way by leading by example. So if you have to walk with integrity and be encouraging and encourage people day in, day out, even on your bad days, as a leader, you kind of have to find it within yourself to lead well. So, like I said, people are much more likely to listen initiatives that are led by those who they feel a personal attachment, like your parents or your mentor or somebody like a spiritual advisor, or whoever you have that you feel a connection with, and most of those people, you know, they care about you. So I think that's really important. If you want others to believe in something and behave according to those beliefs, you have to set an example by being personally involved. So I'm trying to talk about model the way, just you setting the way and you wanting people to walk in your life and to do the things that you do. If you want people to emulate you, you have to do it well and the way that you want people to perceive you. That will benefit them later on. So also, by doing this, you must show that you care. Obviously, just be very loving on people. That's just my thing. Like, you have to show that you care about them, or they're not going to care about what you have to say. That goes with sports, that goes with teaching, it goes with about everything. Spread stories. I think in order to lead well, you have to want to grow as a person and grow in whatever subject area you're teaching. So I think I wrote it down. I think there's a difference between someone told me or I saw this for myself, now listen to what I have to say. So once they see that you have a personal experience with it, I think they'll be more attentive to that. Like I can always say, well, this coach does this, but if I want to go and talk to them, I say, well, this coach told me, now I'm going to tell you. I think there's just so much difference in that. Also, making celebrations a part of organizational life, just a small thing. If somebody has something to look forward to, maybe it's at the end of the week, they get something for just incentives, I think is really important. Like in our practice, if I don't have any turnovers, I don't have to run. Like that's just something to look forward to that day. You know, a little daily goal that you can use to improve yourself. I think that's good for us too, to have little daily goals. And so that's all I've got.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if when you guys started looking at videos for this stuff, if you had an easy time finding something that wasn't sports related. Because I had a really hard time trying to find something that wasn't sports related and I failed. But this one is Glory Road. Happy Glory.
Thank you.